with refugees described as a single solid mass, like some gigantic beast with 1,000,000 legs. The title of the novel comes from the Christian Bible's Book of Revelation, in which Satan and his armies marched up over the broad plain of the earth and surrounded the camp of the saints, God's beloved city, but fire came down from heaven and consumed them. Outside, the racially charged tension and vitriol reached fever pitch. People threw punches, they lit rags on fire, objects flew. Police showed up in riot gear, wielding batons, and declared an unlawful assembly. If you refuse to move, chemical agents and other weapons will be used, authorities declared in Spanish and English. Helicopters buzzed overhead. The skies turned from blue to gray. People linked arms, determined to stay. By the time the sun set over the bay, dozens of people were handcuffed and jailed. It's impossible to understand the Trump era with its unparalleled polarization without tracing Miller's journey to the White House. Miller is the architect of Trump's border and immigration policies. Prematurely balding and with a penchant for bespoke suits, he has long, articulate fingers that fit a man often depicted as a behind-the-scenes puppeteer. Many are baffled at how someone so young, with little policy or legal expertise, gained so much power, outlasting and overtaking his mentor, Stephen K. Bannon, Trump's former chief strategist. Before joining Trump, Miller was communications director for Senator Jefferson Beauregard Sessions III. He had little other work experience, but it's no accident that a public relations flack guides Trump's central agenda. Trump has long derived power from mythmakers. Author Tony Schwartz made him an American business icon in The Art of the Deal. Producer Mark Burnett turned him into a reality TV star in The Apprentice. Bannon turned him into an alt-right hero on the blog Breitbart. Miller helped make him president. In a White House where people are frequently forced out, Miller has survived. Revered by towering figures on the far right, such as radio host Rush Limbaugh, he has been vilified by the left, compared to Nazi propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels and the fictional cave-dwelling creature Gollum. Despite calls for his resignation, he has clung to his office in the West Wing. He grasps Trump's grudges and goals. Both are showmen. Both enjoy Las Vegas casinos. They owe early affluence to fathers in real estate. Miller flexes loyalty to Trump on TV, attacking critics with a ferocious barrage of verbiage that emerges in complete paragraphs. Both have publicly relished the thought of causing pain and death to criminals. When 5 Black and Latino youth were falsely accused of beating and raping a white woman in Central Park in 1989, Trump paid for full-page ads prior to their wrongful conviction, calling for the crazed misfits to be executed. "I want to hate these muggers and murderers," he wrote. At Duke University in 2005, Miller wrote in favor of the death penalty, saying he'd take rapists apart piece by hand. Both men have a taste for the morbid. From the campaign trail to the White House, Miller helped Trump conjure an invasion of animals, come to steal American jobs and spill American blood. He repeatedly beat the drum about the gang Mara Salvatrucha, MS-13, casting the border crisis as a battle between good and evil. Many MS-13 members had tattoos of devil horns and the calling code for El Salvador, 503, on their biceps and backs. The gang formed in Miller's home county of Los Angeles. They comprised less than 1% of gang members in America, but Miller was obsessed with them. The young men partook in the bloodshed of dark fairy tales, luring victims into the forest and using blunt weapons. Miller wrote them into his boss's speeches again and again. From Long Island to D.C. to the West Coast, Trump invoked their horror movie crimes. He said, "They butcher those little girls. They kidnap, they extort, they rape and they rob. They prey on children. They shouldn't be here. They stomp on their victims. They beat them with clubs. They slash them with machetes, and they stab them with knives. They're animals." The demonization of migrants is to Miller what the border wall is to Trump, a tool with which to mobilize the base. With it, he sold cruelty and castigation toward brown youths.